What's happening? Mean Street Mopar, what's going on? Turbo Tom, welcome, welcome. How the heck is everyone? Glad to see ya. Welcome in. Good to see everyone. What's happening, Danster? Ah, it's Tracy. What's happening? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Pull up a chair, get comfy. Grab yourself a beverage. Ma! I seen Destroyer and Tracy did a short together showing the ladies getting ready for prom. And that's really funny because it was prom weekend for my nephew. Him and his lady got all dudded up and went out for the evening. And his girlfriend's parents surprised them with keys to his Corvette. So they got to take his girlfriend's dad's Corvette to prom. I thought that was pretty cool. And so he's got a leg up on me. I've never driven a Corvette. I've only ridden in Corvettes. Cav, what's happening? Ah, it's the Mexican spec. You've ridden in a couple of C3s. Nice. Early one and a later one. First vet I rode in was a 74. 74. Hey, old Mac, what's happening? Yeah, it was a really light red, almost orangey red, but it's still red. 74 Corvette was the first vet I ever rode in. Hmm. Hardly ever worked on a Corvette either, now that I think of it. Rode in a 70 through 72, which was gold if I recall, and also a 79, 78-ish one, which was yellow. Boy, those late 70s ones in yellow was a popular color. Um, Storms to hit later tonight. It rained pretty heavily here today, but it was other than just rainfall. That's all it was. Last vet I rode in was my youth pastor. He had a 71 going 140 in the rain on the Toledo Highway. Yeah. It's hot in Mexico. Youth pastor with good influence. Um, we had in the 80s we had a priest fresh out of seminary. Yeah, the seminary, and he was like the coolest guy. He had a curly mullet. He had a boogie van that he used to DJ, and the boogie van was fire engine red, and it was hand pinstriped with his DJ service on the door, on the side of it, and he had a 5 point. What's going on, Dan the man? Giggity. And he had a 5.0 Mustang that was also bright red, and he used to wear sandals and shorts and Budweiser t-shirts, and he was just a normal guy, except he was Father Don. and and it was just so funny that, when he needed to be Father Don, he would be dressed as Father Don, and when he was not supposed to be Father Don, he dressed like a normal person. And it was just so interesting. He actually made it look cool, and it didn't last very long. He probably headed up our parish for probably 7 or 8 years, and then he moved to another parish, and yes, yes, Grinch. And then he moved to another parish, and then I guess he decided that the priesthood wasn't for him. Yes, yes, Dougie. All right. Coperino, what's going on? Tom from New Guys Guitar, our foremost musical authority. What's going on? Good to see you. Cope, did your newest toy show up yet? Are you still waiting for that to be delivered? How y'all doing? How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Oh, you passed on the Fury. Okay. Really? It was too rusty. Well, that's too bad. It looked great in the pictures, but then again, pictures can lie. I'm not surprised at being a Minnesota car. Okay. Cool, Cope. Passed on the furry. Fury. That means Cope didn't get mad. He just went, oosa. That means somebody didn't get messed up that day. Because, oh, Cope don't get mad. He gets even. No, just kidding. Got up early, picked up a new alternator, drove out to my car, and fixed it. Gonna take a bus out there tomorrow and bring it home. The baseball furries? No, no, no. Fury. Warriors, come on, play, eh? Fjord. Kev, do you ever do dioramas to go along with your models, or do you just do models? Because I knew one guy who did some awesome dioramas, and my favorite one he ever did was he did a junkyard, and he had an engine block pile and an axle pile and you know, transmission pile, and then he had the cars laid out with clear paths like you could drive equipment through, had everything parked on an angle, bumper to bumper. Like if you were to drive a tow truck through, you could back up and hitch onto a car if needed be. It was pretty cool. No diarrhea or dioramas. Did I say diarrhea? I meant diorama. No diarrhea or diorama. Explosive dioramas are my favorite. Where do you find your kits? Well, you can order some of them off of the old Amazon, but a lot of times, like your better hobby shops, they've got old school models that they buy and they have on the shelf. Like one of my favorite hobby shops up in town, Ryder's Hobby Shop, they've probably got a couple hundred models on the shelf that they've bought off of customers and sourced in other places, or people have traded in to get other models and stuff. And they have all sorts of neat stuff. They've got um, Chrysler models from the late 60s of like a Dodge, like a 68 Dodge Charger. So like if you bought a brand new Charger and you had your son Junior with you, the salesman might go, "Here, kid," and give him a model of a 69 Charger. And they have those kind of models there, unopened, or yeah, unused, unopened, like something you would have got from the dealership. And of course, you could have paid for it, but boy, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? 58 Vista was only a dream. The Cena Cruiser Greyhound bus, those are cool. Gonna go back to good old styrene models in the future. Oh, Mexican Spec says we had those at the Chevy dealer for the Berettas. They glued in the grills upside down. Went to Hobby Lobby. Yeah. Check out the hobby shops. What's nice about Ryder's Hobby Shop is they kind of make sure to cover um all of the genres. Like it's a big store, and they've kind of got it in sections. Like you're doing RC car stuff, you can go into that section. You've got slot cars, you're going in this section. Models is over here, and then aircraft stuff is over here, and it's trains is in a section. It's pretty cool. And what's really impressive is the service. Like I always enjoy going there just because I get guys like Kevin Smith helping me that know what the hell they're doing, and can make even someone daft understand. Oh, Braden's with Faith. She says hi. What's happening, Braden and Faith? The resin for model cars is toxic. Gotta use a mask when sanding it. Ah. Someday I'm gonna have to get out my 69 Super Bee. I did a 69 Super Bee in Panther Pink, and I messed up doing the interior, and I need to basically all I gotta do is finish the interior and the car's done. I deploy my face diaper even when I'm sanding primer now. Yeah, when I'm sanding aluminum, I have I wear my face diaper, or I've even taken a towel and just lay it across my face and tie it so I look like I'm about ready to rob a bank. But yeah, you don't want to be breathing aluminum dust. Metallosis is no joke, kids. Doctor, change any subject or to talk politics because they're not. But did you see that Trump? We're not talking politics. We're not talking religion. We're not talking politics. No politics. JB, what's happening? Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, let's talk potlucks. Why is a potluck called a potluck? Well, let me tell you. So, back in the day, families never threw food away. And then you had a pot that always hung over the stove. And so food waste would always go in there. And then it was just whatever was left over from dinner after dinner after dinner. And it always kind of become a sort of stew. And then, so if you didn't have anything to eat that day, you weren't able to bring something home or whatever, you always had potluck, which was whatever was in the pot. It could be really good, it could be really bad, and uh it's just whatever it is. So that's where potluck comes from. And there's an old rhyme. It's pea porridge hot and pea porridge cold. Pea porridge in the pot, 9 days old. I'm in the middle of cooking. What you making there, JB? Hardtack and corn pone. Yeah. Yes, don't throw away food, make soup out of it. Exactly. Just listening. Right on. Forage for porridge. Did you all know that Wisconsin tonight are banned from most drinking contests other than states and countries? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like in the top 10 drunkest cities in America, there's like 4 or 5 of them are within Wisconsin themselves. No other state comes in twice, and Wisconsin has like 4 of them. Ames, Iowa is another one, and yeah. Ooh, beef stroganoff. Yes, that can be really good. Barbecue chicken, fried taters, and mac and cheese. They don't deserve it, but I want to eat. We'll get her done, JB. I'm sure it'll be dang delicious. All right, I'm gonna mute because I'm pouring water. And we're back. Well, also a lot of people from Wisconsin come from a long, a proud German heritage, and Germans like to drink anyway. So, what blew me away? Glug 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 glug. The Dougster's really German too. Yeah. Yeah. Tim Windsor, welcome, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. I do not know why the flags are at half staff. My lineage is from Sweden and Denmark. Yeah. Went down to Milwaukee and was going down there for something, an appointment, and I was that stop sign, and I heard, that's no good. When my dad was still driving for a while, he'd have to go take loads out into Wisconsin, and then he'd drive down into Miller Valley to pick up beer and stuff to take up out of the Miller plant. And Dad says that was pretty cool to go pick up at the Miller plant. Dutch, German, and hillbilly. And Lithuanian. Oh, wow. America, the melting pot of the world. Okay. If I'm not a Bill, at least I'm a redneck. Right on. I'm just an old lump of coal, but I might be a diamond someday. If we put enough pressure on you, you might be a diamond because pressure makes diamonds. So, update on Lady Dougster's. Dr. G's here. Welcome, Dr. G. Most know the results of the Chicago fire fueled by big growth of the breweries in Milwaukee because it didn't have big shelf life. With the Chicago brewers gone, construction workers needed beer. And the Milwaukee breweries had a advantage to the St. Louis breweries. They had Lake Michigan ice, and they would build these big bricked-in caverns underground, and they would take their beer. This is before pasteurization. They'd take their kegs of beer and put them down there, and then pack it in with sawdust and Lake Michigan ice. It would keep good longer. So, update on Lady Dougster's avalanche. I was able to do a voltage test, a draw test, and I had it. Of course, the battery's on the passenger side of the vehicle by the cowl, and of course, the fuse box is on the driver's side of the vehicle. So, I'm on one side with the multimeter, and Lady Dougster's on the other side, and we pulled every fuse one at a time. I let the vehicle go to sleep, and it only pulled 0.005 to 0.017 amps the whole time. Sometimes it would wake up, and then you just let it sit a minute, and it would calm back down. But most of the time it would just fluctuate from 0.005 to 0.017 amps, just kind of drift back and forth. And we never found any smoking gun. We pulled every fuse one at a time, put it back in, and we haven't figured out what's causing the draw. So now I'm on to there was a few grounds on the vehicle that were broken, and I repaired those and got them put back together. And now I'm just getting underneath the vehicle and getting a bunch of sand in my face. Yay. But that's vehicles around here. But just pulling grounds off now, cleaning them and putting them back on. I watched a YouTube video showing where all the exterior grounds are on the chassis of one of those vehicles are, and just going through. Nope, no StreamYard. I'm probably going to do the big StreamYard thing once a month. A bad alternator diode can cause a drain. Yes, Danster, but we had taken it to the local auto parts store and they tested the battery and tested the diode. So I'm not saying you're wrong, Dan, but allegedly with their little magical scan tool, it's okay. And the battery is less than 6 months old. So yeah, it is a big pain. So I'm just going to go and then do my due diligence, and a couple grounds I repaired, and then I'm just going and cleaning everything, pulling every ground off, cleaning it and putting it back together. There was a ground strap that runs from the firewall up to the hood that was broken. I repaired that. There was one that was pulled off that runs a ground strap that runs from the filler neck down to the chassis. And so I repaired that. So I fixed 2 grounds already, and the rest of them I'm just going to pull off and clean and make sure everything's making good contact and everything. Yeah, sneaky amp draws suck. Yeah, they do. But it's not in the fuse panel. Yeah, the filler neck has a ground. Yes. Well, my lady's like, I found this wire hanging down. And I'm like, she shows it to me, and sure enough, down below the filler neck, there's a wire hanging below the body. And I get up underneath it and look, and yeah, I chase it back, and it's just, no, it does not have an underhood light. And I'm surprised it doesn't, Ma. So I'm just now going to go clean every ground. So that brings me to, I bought a couple of tools to go in after this. And this is just cheap stuff off of the jungle site. But I got myself a terminal crimpers. So it's got the snips on the end, and then insulated and non-insulated crimper on it. And my biggest problem is using I had a short set of electrician's pliers that I love, and shop truck update coming. And then so I never had enough real squeeze with those to really get a good crimp with my connectors. So this is a big step forward in the right direction. And to go along with that, I got myself a set of automatic wire strippers. Man, are these things the cat's meow. It's one of those things where like, oh, that's a cool tool. I'm going to get me one of those. And I just finally got myself one of those, and man, is that slick. I love it. I'm so happy I got it. So, yeah, these 2 tools that I bought last week, I'm really happy about. Oh, and I love my new multimeter too. It's nice. So, Braden wanted a shop truck update. I got some wheels for it, some cop wheels for it, and I probably am I guess right now I'm just kind of stuck I use a lighter for stripping wire. I need to get some bolts so I can put the new oil pump onto Shop Truck's engine. And then I'm waiting for my little bit of money to come in, and then I'm going to start buying engine parts. So right now, not much is getting done on Shop Truck because Lady Dougster's Avalanche takes priority. Yeah, wire strippers do work great. CRT to the front. Levi, what's happening? Hell yeah, brother. Get real. Get CRT. And I don't know what I was expecting. You know, usually jungle website tools can be eh. And yeah, the wire strippers, the auto wire strippers are actually really good quality. And I didn't realize it when I looked them up, but they've got cutters and the crimpers built into the handle too. So it's like one-stop shopping. So I really didn't need to buy these, but I'm glad I did anyway. So yeah, these really upgrade my. I never really was any good at wiring to begin with, but I guess it's time to open your arms and embrace the suck, and it never hurts to do a good job. So, you know, it's never any shame in a job well done, right, guys? Ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. Doing the same thing you are, focusing on the not fun daily cars. Brooks Camry had a fuel pump wiring issue and a crank sensor failure. We have a Camry also. We have an '07 Camry. Did your CRT transmission work so you proudly wear the hat? I can't wear my new CRT so I found myself installing my CRT kit and locking dipstick. I just installed the parts. I haven't tested my stuff. All I did was threw all my CRT goodies in my 727 and it's still sitting on the bench. One shoots but it can't hit. I installed my locking dipstick. Oh, the crimpers are so nice. What I like is the fact um that's funny, Braden. Yeah, those crimpers are gold. I like the fact that it's got such a long handle on them where I can really get the chooch on them because that was my biggest problem is all the others tools that I had, you just weren't long enough handled. Like, you know, those flat stock cheesy wire strippers that everyone hates. I had those and I'm never using those again. And I got some Craftsman electricians, small curved handle electricians pliers, and that was a step up. This is a step up, and this is a few steps up. I'm so happy I got this. First time I used it, I'm like, hell yeah. And first time I used that, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Put up a video today, wiring repair, fixed a lot of problems. Good job, Turbo Tom. Ginger's here. Hello, Ginger. My car had new brakes and rotors put on today. I have not replaced those in 5 years. Scrubbing, and the front was bad. Okay. Dexter. Yeah, one of the little, oh no, my W2 heads are stuck in machine shop purgatory until I can get a little money together. That sucks. Levi's talking about a 97 Camry, 2.2 4-cylinder. Is it possible to replace the crank sensor without pulling the crank pulley and the belts? It sucks, but it's possible. If it's anything like the 2.5 in our '07, it should be accessible through the passenger wheel well. You should be pull the passenger wheel well, and then right below the fender skirt, you should be looking right at the crank pulley. At least on our 2.5. I just did an alternator on my Corolla this morning. On our '07 Camry, if we ever have to do a starter change on that thing, you can literally lift the hood and look right down and see the starter. I mean, it's right out in the open. It's going to be easy. So at least we got that going for us. But that car is so good. I just broke my duck jaw pliers and the jaw popped and flew across the shop. Never broke like that before. Never did find the broken piece. Well, that sucks doubly bad, Kev. It's possible to pull the crank pulley and the belts. It sucks, but it's possible. Yep. One of my favorite things is when you look at the book hunt to fix a vehicle and it wants you to dismantle 3/4 of the vehicle just to pull this part. And you're like, to heck with that noise. If I reach way down in there, I can do it. Levi says, every single video and forum post, it says the balancer needs to be removed and the belts and the alternator need to be removed to do it. I did it without taking any of it off. Not fun. Many swear words were Amen, brother. And you probably did you invent any ones? You son of a mother. I'm feeling your pain, Mean Street, says Dr. Go. Life will come back around and you will keep rolling by getting those heads back. Now you have time for the tedious labor stuff at home that you can do for free. Yeah. Yeah, machine shop purgatory sucks. Body shop purgatory sucks. I've been in body shop purgatory before. Next week. I'm getting started on it next week. Now, the last time in body shop purgatory, it took a long time. I was in body shop purgatory, but the guy finally got to it and then got it done. And I'll tell you what, kids, it turned out so damn good. And I'm happy. It was worth the wait. It really was. Because he's one of those guys, like, he isn't trying to make you happy. He's trying to make himself happy. If it isn't good enough for him, it's definitely not good enough for you. And I'm serious. The paintwork on my CBX motorcycle, the paintwork is top notch. I look it all over. I can't find a flaw. It's beautiful. And I'm very happy. Did it take a hell of a long time? Yes. Was the work exquisite? Yes. Very happy. Levi says, I think if I were to spend another evening on it, I probably could have gotten pretty creative with the English language. I've actually gotten so frustrated and cussed so much that I've actually took a different path and I just start going like like Ned Flanders on it. You're just like, God bless it. Because you gotta go in a different direction. You can only call it a hunk of shit for so long. gotta take those pliers back for warranty, Craftsman tool. I think you've got to do your warranty work online now, uh Cav. I don't think you can go to a store and warrant. Well, wait a minute, I guess you can still go to the store and warranty it. Son of a diddly, that's right. Yes. Yeah, it's, it's bad when you're just like, son of a diddly, son of a biscuit. Years ago, I had pulled a starter out of a 84 Audi 4000, and I had to take it out and send it off to our rebuilder. He rebuilt it, and I went to go put it back in and forgotten the secret handshake it took to put it in, because that's another one of those things where you're supposed to jack up the engine, take out a motor mount, which is like a big piece of tube stock that runs between the block and the frame. And I'm like, no, you can just turn it and do this and stand it up and pull it down and get it out. No, I forgot to check out Mohawk's model car channel. I've been meaning to also. I will. Mexican Spec asks if I have a problem with my Craftsman tool. I go to the store with my receipt. The store is a couple blocks from my house. Score! So I get the starter back, and I'm at this time I think I'm 20, and wasn't wrenching that much, and at the time, and I'm trying to I think I'm 19, and I can't get the starter in. I forgot the secret handshake, and I'm just getting more and more frustrated, and it's getting bad, it's getting worse. And I called it everything that I could dream up. I started getting creative and making up new swear words. And finally it's like noon. And I was working night shift, and I'm frustrated, I'm tired, and I still got to go to work, and I haven't slept yet, and I've been working on this damn car, and I've been getting rides with friends trying to keep my job, you know the deal. And finally it's like noon, and I just said to hell with it. I'm just going to go in and eat lunch. So I go in and I make myself a meal, and I sat around and I watched the entire Price is Right. I remember eating my lunch and watching the entire Price is Right, and then finally saying, all right, fine, let's go do this. Or, okay, fine, let's try. The me relaxing and everything, I had the car together and running in about 15 minutes. I just, with a fresh perspective and not frustrated and everything, it slipped right up into place. It went across like it was supposed to, and I bolted her right back into place, and we were golden, and I was pumped. And it just goes to show that sometimes you just need to change your perspective. I also am good for work on a project. If you've got a big project, work on a specific thing till you start to hit a wall, and then just set it down and go work on something else for a while until you hit a wall there, and then come back with a fresh perspective on the original problem, and then try to work that, push the football forward on that. That's worked for me. But I can't have too many irons in the fire. I can only do like that on two fronts. So if I get stuck on this one, I'll go work on this one until I can't work on this one. I'll come back to this one. But that kind of works. People want to take their tools back if needed. I mean, not to say many, and they know that. Oh, yeah. A cow and a rooster. Roost beef. A cow that enjoys stand-up comedy. Laughing stock. Where do cows dance? The meatball. Well, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. I have Craftsman tools. I lost all my Snap-on tools out of my rusty trunk of my 77 LTD. Ah, that does suck. Speaking of Snap-on tools, I my friend 6% Recycled, he lives on the east side of Michigan. I found some Snap-on torque wrenches, dial type torque wrenches, on the east side of the state for sale, and he was nice enough to go out and get them for me. And they're the old Snap-on dial type torque wrenches, one in inch pounds, one in foot pounds, and $100 for the pair. And I went, yeah, man. So the old guy was really cool because 6% was telling him about me and how I like old tools. So he threw in this 9/16 taper wrench um, for free. And judging by its font, I've only seen pictures of it, but judging by its font and everything, I think it's 30s, late 30s, early 40s. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Dancer sold. Yeah, and it's good snappy stuff. So hell yeah. I also want to get myself a toolbox too this summer. I'm looking for a snap-on. They call them a taco cart toolbox. It's an aviation mechanics toolbox, and oh, I know the answer to this one, Kev, but I won't give it away. And so that way, I think that way I have maximum tool storage space, and I think that'll be the last toolbox I'll need because that's going to have a bunch of storage in it. Plus, I have a nice snap-on, like a 1980s snap-on top box with a security door that goes over the drawers. Mustache Mania is running wild on Monday night, brother. That's right. You can't handle the stash. My stash power's turned up to 11. Take that, Hulk Hogan's tights. Creep up on kind of wish that I didn't have a big blank spot here and here in my beard. So I totally have a Fu Manchu, but no, I can't. At least not now. Remember the old Peanuts cartoon when Pigpen finally took a bath? And then everyone's like, Pigpen took a bath. And here he comes and he doesn't have the dust clouds coming off of him. They're like, hey, Pigpen. And he goes, I feel weird. And then he's hanging out, talking to everyone. And all of a sudden, here comes a dust cloud. And, and then Pigpen's dirty again. She makes mud look clean. She was banned from the sewage facility because of sanitation worries. Wow. Yeah, I bet that was an expensive ordeal. A friend of mine, Mitch, he gave me a whole bag of tools one day, and one of the tools he gave me like old forged script wrenches and all sorts of stuff. And in there, he gave me a 1941 Snap-on ratchet. And I had to clean it up. It had a bunch of fossilized grease inside, so I dismantled it and cleaned it. That thing works great. Other than it needs the anvil shimmed up in it because it's got a little. If you put a socket on it, it kind of wobbles just a little bit. But other than that, like putting a shim in it, That thing still works great for an 80-something-year-old, 90-something-year-old ratchet. Works great. Feels great in your hand. Yeah, I'm not big on borrowing tools anymore, but just for the sole fact if I broke it, it's on me to fix it. Zero and reckless. I'd like to get my hands on, I think in my tool search, I'm looking for like a set of snap-on screwdrivers. And I don't need brand new ones, but just some good snap-on screwdrivers with those nice plastic handles that feel good in your hand. And um, maybe one of those snap-on palm drivers, like the 1/4-inch palm driver. I think those are pretty nice. Those are some of the things I've been keeping my you know you have to pay extra these days for a wobble wrench. Yeah, those wobble wrenches are pretty good. Had the car on a rotisserie and still couldn't get it out? Yeah, I guess it was jammed. Huh. New amusement park opening in Texas this year at a racetrack with a mascot named Turbo Tommy. All right. Not many. That's cool. You've got Tom, Turbo Tom has his own mascot. How cool is that? That sucks. Working at the asphalt company, um, a lot of times you'd get called away from jobs mid job because if you're working in the shop at any time a piece of equipment's going to fall down and you got to get in the service truck and go out to wherever they are and get that thing up and going. And I had just gotten a steer box put on a tractor and then I got called away and I set my wrenches down on top of the steer box on this international. And when I walked away, the wrenches had fallen down because the steer box sat kind of like this in a frame rail. And when I set the wrenches down on top of the steer box, eventually they fell down inside the frame rail. And it was job was done. So I go on the road call, I come back, and then where was I? Oh yeah, doing the steer box on the international, look everything over, it's good. And where's my wrenches? Oh, I must have put them in the box before I left. And so I put the truck together, put it out in the yard, and move on with my day. And yeah, now I don't know where those two wrenches are. And then that was in like spring. Fast forward to like October, and I'm back working on that international, and I'm searching out a problem, and I'm up by that steer box, shining a flashlight in there, and I catch a glimpse of something shiny, and I'm like, "What on earth is that?" And then, sure enough, it was those wrenches that were right here, between the steer box and the frame rail. They had rode that whole summer in that frame rail. They were rusty and stuff, but they were my tools. I was like, oh, that's where they went. I thought somebody took them. Yep, international, 13-letter shit spreader. Hello, Mohammed. That was back in maybe 77. I was just a little guy then. Now I'm a product of the 70s, man. Chester, what's happening? The only, up till a few years ago, getting that snappy ratchet for my friend Mitch was pretty cool. But the only snap-on tool that I ever went out and bought was used off of eBay, but you are a product of your 12 to 18 year range. Okay. Okay. But the a friend of mine told me many years ago, if you're gonna do drum brakes, go buy a snap-on drum brake tool. He's like, no other drum brake tool comes close. Don't, if you're gonna have a drum brake tool, buy a snap-on drum brake tool. Nothing else will compare. And so I always remembered that, and I um found one used on eBay for like 25 bucks. And man, that was the only snap-on tool that I had in my toolbox for the longest time. And boy, I never looked back. And so I already knew right off the rip to buy that, so I had that through in my toolbox. One day I'm over to a friend's place and I need a drum brake tool, and I didn't even think to bring mine. And my friend brings me this absolute Chinesium one, and I'm trying to use it, and I'm like, this thing is a pile of crap. And that's what I'm like, oh yeah, that's what Crazy Charlie was talking about. So yeah, groovy dudes. Oh, Mark's here. What's happening? Yeah, their spring tool is the best. It really is. Yeah, my when it comes to tools, my friend Crazy Charlie knows exactly what he's talking about. He's like usually he's not a snap-on touter, but there are some times when you do need the snap-on tool. But he says most of the time you don't need it. But he goes, that one, yeah, buy the snap-on drum brake tool. Do it. And yeah, I'm here to tell you, do it. Not that anyone really does drum brakes anymore, but you know what I mean. Oh, wait. Gotta mute. So Lady Dougster just popped in the office and was telling me, uh, reminded me of something that'd be a good story to tell. So Lady Dougster used to have a 1996 Chevy Silverado, and it needed a radiator. And we went to the Auto Bone and we bought a lifetime warranty radiator for it, brand new out of the box. And we went over to a friend of mine's shop, his garage, where it was warm because it was the middle of winter, to change it. And his girlfriend is with us and helping. She was a gearhead too, Courtney. Um, and so we just got the radiator in and juiced up. Everything's hooked up, and then I got a trouble light hanging off of the um, hood latch, and then the cord's running across. I don't have the shroud in or anything yet, and we just juiced it up, and we started it up, and we're doing leak checks, and there's a wrench laid on top of the extension cord in that groove, in that channel in the top of the aluminum radiator. And I just lit it up, and Courtney thought she seen a leak, and she grabbed the trouble light and went to shine it down on whatever, and that wrench got kicked into the fan, and it went ding 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 and bounced off of the fan blades, and then the crow foot of that wrench slammed into the brand new radiator, and it pierced it. It's leaking orange coolant. I about hit the ceiling. I was so mad. And so we ended up calling the AutoZone. Back then they actually had an AutoZone 24-hour store. And I called him and said what happened. He's like, "You have warranty, right?" "Yeah, we have the full warranty." He's like, "I have one in stock. Come get it." And I'm like, "No doubt. Yep, come on, get it." All right. So Courtney felt so bad, she took us up there in her personal vehicle to exchange for the warranty, and we brought it back, and then had to do it all over again. But yeah, we got it done. And what luck, right? And she's like, "I'm so sorry. Oh my God." And I go, "Well, I mean, worst case scenario, you owe me for a radiator." She's like, "Just tell them you got it that way." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think they're gonna." It looked like it had a perfect indentation from an open end wrench going straight into those cooling blade or cooling fins. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Thanks, Lady Dougster. In the 90s, AutoZone warranted my rad after the water pump shot the fan into it. Oh yeah. A lot of that lifetime warranty stuff was pretty good. My friend had bought a lifetime warranty exhaust for his Chevy pickup from AutoZone back when AutoZone did that, and he the it rusted out, and uh goes he goes to have it warranted, and they're like, "We don't sell warranty on exhaust." He goes, "You did it one time." And he goes, "Look it up. I'll wait." And she's searching and searching and searching. And yeah, lifetime exhaust in Michigan. At one time they did it, Max. And hey Fox dude, what's happening? Good to see you. And yeah, she's like, "Holy crap, you do have lifetime warranty." He's like, "I told you. Can I please have my..." And she's like, "Yeah, I guess." Cartman. Yeah, lifetime exhaust in Michigan. Yep, at one time. Cheesy poofs. Cheesy poofs. Ah, cousin Magic Mike is here. Welcome, cousin Magic Mike. Old Magic Mike has got a badass Thunderbird with a 429 in it. Stainless steel is the only lifetime warranty on the Rust Belt. That depends on the stainless steel because the running boards, the tube bars, the tube step bars that I bought for Black Betty, my '07 Ram, I've had 3 years and they're stainless steel, and they must be like the lowest of lowest grade stainless steel because I'm gonna have to take them off this summer. They're rusted through. They're in terrible shape. Destroyer, what's happening? What's the item you guys have gotten that's a lot that's supposed to be lifetime warranty, but it's a light, but you still have it? Well, I kind of see what you're talking about. A friend of mine inherited his grandparents' toaster. Grandpa went off to fight in World War II. When he came home from World War II, he instantly got married. Like he came home and he married his sweetheart. And on their one of their wedding gifts was a stainless steel 2 slice sunbeam toaster. And that thing still works today. So 80 something years later, grandma and grandpa are gone, and my friend inherited it, and it still makes toast. The springs are so strong in the toaster that you have to take, like they actually put a piece of tape or a sticker or something on the side of the toaster, and to know what side, because you got to put a plate right up next to the toaster, because when the toast is done and it pops out, it goes above the toaster and it lands on top of each other on the plate next to it. So how about that? 80 something, almost 90-year-old toaster still working. Yeah, Chinese stainless steel hits different. There's definitely different grades of stainless steel. Ruli's got it right. There is definitely different grades of stainless steel. Chinese food, do you guys like? I like beef and broccoli. Um, I'm really a big fan of good sushi. I love sushi. So, as a matter of fact, if I had my choice between like bona fide Chinese food and sushi, I'd rather have sushi, but not gas station sushi. Real sushi. Yeah. Egg foo young. Oh, egg foo young is pretty good. Mongolia beef, that is pretty good. Yeah. What about Korean food? Um, I've had a little bit of Korean food. I don't know what I was having, but like the names of the dishes, but I've had some Koreans bring me lunch at work when I worked my last job. It was really tasty. As a matter of fact, I worked with a Vietnamese guy, and his sister lived with him and his wife, and his sister cooked for the whole household. She'd have it no other way. She loves to cook, and that's her domain. So okay, fine. And she always packed Paul's lunch. Well, one day she accidentally gave Paul 4 egg rolls instead of 2. And Paul comes up to me. He goes, "Today's your lucky day. Here." And he goes, "My sister packed me 2 extra egg rolls." And Paul ate like a king every day. So he gave me 2 homemade egg rolls. I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I have yet to have anything that matched the quality and the taste of those 2 things. Those things were fantastic. I ate them, and I took little bites of it to make me think that I had more of it because it was so delicious. And later I come up to Paul to thank him, and I said those were really tasty. He goes, "Oh yes, my sister is a very good cook." Yeah, those were. Yeah, handmade is awesome. Yep, Ruli is definitely on par with that. Yeah, it was fantastic. I've had some good stuff out of like buffet places and stuff like that, but nothing like that. It was one of those things where if I was on lunch when Paul was on lunch and he would heat up his lunch, I mean, you just like, oh my God, it's just like it smells delicious. You don't even have to eat it and you're like, oh yeah, that's good stuff. It just smells good. Well, cool. Yeah, fried rice is pretty good. Anti-seize works with stainless. Isn't that kind of counterintuitive? If it's high grade stainless, why would you need anti-seize? What are some Korean spicy noodles that you like? Hmm, I don't know. See, I don't know the names of the stuff. All I know was like, here, try some of this, and it's like, ooh, that's good. Good night, Colleen. Good to see you. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Talk to you later. Chester says, I worked with a Korean when he and I would order Chinese food. He got me dumpling, hot oil all over the all over the food. It would give me the sweats and hiccups. Budnik noodles are good if you can't find them anywhere. Yeah, Korean is spicy is crazy hot. So is Thai. Thai food can be really, really, really hot. But the nice thing is that there's a lot of that food is crazy hot, but it's also crazy flavorful. Like there's food out there that's hot, but it has no flavor. It's just hot. And ooh, I like sriracha. Yeah, I when I do oh, stainless threads will seize up and almost impossible to loosen without any seize. Ah, okay. Oh, pho is your favorite? Okay. Ooh, I also like General So chicken. General So, and it's one of those things where, like, this one place that you go to, like, they have different levels of General So. Like, you can order like real like minimal General So, or you can have like half General So, or you can have full General. And yeah, I tried full General, and oh my God, that was so hot, but it was so good. Stainless steel will gall. You know what? Now that you guys are talking about it, you're right. With hot, spicy foods, you never have a stuffy nose, or will you be constipated? Stainless steel can also get galvanic corrosion. Wok would be cool. My mom had one. I remember my mom having a wok when I was a little kid, but not very long. Or did she borrow one? Yeah, that's what it was. She borrowed one from one of her friends. That's okay. I remember that. But I remember mom cooking with a wok for a little while. What's the horsepower of the fastest car you own? I think the fastest vehicle I own would be Betty, my daily driver. And I think she's like knocking on 400's door. So, I mean, she's stout, but shop truck when she's together will eclipse that. Jay, what's happening? Welcome. Walking wall. Cool. One of my favorite things to cook on are my cast iron pans. I love my cast iron. Lars, what's happening? Good to see you too. Welcome. Awful nice to have everyone stop in and hang out with your bud Dougster. It's always nice. Catch up with everyone. Boldly going nowhere, talk about everything and nothing all at the same time. Counting down our days to No Name Nationals where we can all stand around and actually talk to each other face to face and not over the interwebs. I got some really like sweet and sour pork. Yeah, sweet and sour pork can be good. Oh, and I like spring rolls too. Am I hosting the slow race this year at the No Name Nationals? You bet. I'm the announcer. Remember, if you want to go fast at the No Name Nationals, you need to talk to Ron Ward for the announcer. Now, if you want to go slow, the Dougster's your man for that. Yep. I'll be announcing it, and Junkyard D is also the co-host, and then he also usually participates, and then Ray from 38 POS Racing, he is our line judge, and just to keep everything fair. One of these days, I'll get Dougie to do a spit take. Yeah. Crab rangoons, they gotta be made right though. Not all crab rangoons are made equal. Dr. Ghost says Lars was a big help teaching me how to use YouTube a bit and getting my 500 subs. That's awesome. Oh, you know what? I actually wouldn't after eating all sorts of different bugs and stuff when I was in Boy Scouts, I'm not afraid to try anything. I mean, I don't really want to, but at the same note, if it meant eating and not eating, then okay, sure. But yeah. I mean, you eat ants, you eat grubs, I mean, there's food everywhere. Get a scratchy throat eating bugs. The right ants, you don't eat the whole ant, you just eat their bulbulous tail, and they taste like mint. And I'm serious. Doug, noticing your Dodge Brothers sign behind you, do you know why it has the Star of David? Okay, so this is the most popular question, but it's not the Star of David. It is actually, if you look up the Greek alphabet, D or delta is a triangle. So take one, those are two triangles overlaid over each other. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to signify because you have two Dodge brothers, John and Horace. So that's why they're overlaid together. It's the two deltas to signify the Dodge brothers. So no, they're not Jewish. So yeah. What size turbo would you want? I want one with like a 20-inch housing. Big mother jammer. Yeah. Like that goes on like a 12 V149 Detroit diesel. Jay's Junker says I was in the slow race 2 years ago. I came with Junkyard D and raced through the pit. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Just in case you don't know who I am or remember. I remember you, Fabio. Jaden. I think it was Jaden. Yeah. Yeah, I totally remember you. Yeah. That was a good time. Every week you have to talk about it. Yeah, that's why it's true, Mark. Yeah. Everyone's really interested in it. Dr. Ghost says, got to get a few chores done before bedtime. So catch y'all next week on Dougster Live. Good night, y'all. Good night, Dr. G. Oh, Main Street Mopar says, I missed the slow race. I was in the pits. Oh, I got a haircut now. Okay, so you're the artist formerly known as Fabio. Got a haircut now, and now I'm in the 500, and I will be slow race champ. I like that attitude. Hey, Jay, we've moved up in the world. You know how that first year when we were out in the parking lot, now we slow race up on the actual drag strip, like where the launching pad is, where they do the burnouts and stuff. That's where we do slow race now too. So yeah. Lasagna's done. All right. All right. We're all having dinner at Ginger's place. Hopefully you brought enough garlic bread. Enjoy dinner, Ginger. Have a good night. Yeah. Fabio. I don't know why we just started we gave him something was said about him not having a nickname, and I just said I dubbed the Fabio. For the rest of the weekend, I called Jay Fabio. Bring Garfield for lasagna too. Yeah, Lady Duckster's got a big old stuffed Garfield, the one that's got the suction cups on his paws. Dino's here. 209 cubic inch roots blower used to blow through and scavenge pump on 6-piston 3-cylinder 2-stroke. Yes. Well, gotta go watch the weather. Hopefully everything works out in your favor there, Dan the Man. You and Destroyer and Tracy and the fams. All hope everything's okay down there. See you, Dan the Man. And I'm also very good looking. I'll buy that for $1, Jay. I'm glad you're coming down to No Name, Jay. It'll be good to see you again. We missed you last year. Yep. Yeah, it was because it was long, it was slick back. Yeah, I did. Now Tanner's, Tanner could be Fabio. Well, we'll see. Old Jay, they were, Jay did a little bit of the slow race, and then he just got a wild hair in his behind and went out across the parking lot and twisted the mini bike's tail a little bit and screamed around and um, kind of got his toes stepped on. Oh well, crap happens. He didn't know any better, so that ain't no big thing. Isn't anything any other of us had done in the past, so oh well. Ignorance is bliss. I don't know. Tanner's pretty sharp cookie. I think he knows who Fabio is. He might. The owners wanted to see me crash into the concession stand. uh, I was actually impressed. He's from Oklahoma. And this is true. This is true. It was so funny. I'm sitting in my camp and I've got Inspector Bruce. Good evening. Nice to see you. Um, I'm sitting in my camp and I've got some friends around me at No Name. And where is No Name Nationals and when? It is late September and it is at Jeffers Motorsports Park in Sikeston, Missouri. And Kev, you should come down. It's a good time. September 24th. And so I'm sitting at camp and I've got a bunch of people in my camp and we're all sitting around goofing off, talking. And Tanner, who we hadn't officially met yet, just come over, sat down at the table and talked with everyone. And what the hell is a slow race? Okay, I'll get to that in just a second, Chester. So Tanner sits down and starts talking to me, and we're all talking and everything. And he introduces himself as Tanner, not his channel name or anything like that. And we all are, no, he talks about vintage adventure drives a little bit. And then we chat a little bit. And then he just kind of moves on and goes and talks to someone else. And I'd say probably 40 minutes later, Tanner comes back to my camp, sits down at my table again, and he goes, I just figured out who you are. He didn't know who I was until somebody told him, which I thought was really funny. All right, so Chester wanted to know what a slow race is. And the slow race is done with the mini bikes, and it is you run the bike as slow as you can down a narrow course, and you have to stay within the boundaries and you can't put your feet down. So if you go out of bounds, you're out. If you put a foot down, you're out and you lose. So it's not, you're not really racing. It's just how slow can you go without putting the bike, without putting a foot down or going out of bounds. And it's actually a lot of fun. We had a kid on a bicycle compete, which was really funny. Yes, Inspector Bruce and Buff served together in the service, um, and which I think is very cool. You could race your power chair. Only if your power chair's on two wheels. Hey, it's Barry Kuda. What's happening, Barry? Ruby, what are you doing? Dogster? Ruby? No? Okay. She doesn't want to come in the office. Oh, here she comes. Hey, there she is. Here's my girl. Hi, honey. Ruby. There's my dog, Ruby. She's a red heeler. Right, honey? No, we never did figure out what that thing that we used as the microphone. And as a matter of fact, Jay, I actually got to use the intercom last year. I actually was over the intercom. It was actually pretty cool. No, that's still a mystery item. Oh, hail Dogster. Oh, hail Dogster. But as usual, no reply. My cat won't even. Oh, there's the catster. Oh, he just walked out the door. I put a Tesla motor in my power chair. Wow, that'd be pretty cool. You'd have all sorts of chooch in that power chair. My cat, Miles, you call him by his name, he will not respond. My old cat, Tyson, you'd call his name and he'd meow and come straight to you. Are any of you good at the lottery or basket raffles? What's a basket raffle? But no, I usually don't play the lottery. Because I never hardly win anything. Every so often though, like if it's small stuff, like like 100 tickets kind of thing, I'll get in on those where you've got way better odds of winning. Years ago, we were at a sportsman's banquet for wild turkeys, and there was a lead propulsion device, a new lead propulsion device they were raffling off, and there was 100 tickets. And when it came to the guy, and they were like, I want to say $20 a ticket, and this one guy, I'm friends with, he goes, screw it, I want that gun. How many tickets are left? And the lady looks and she goes, there's like 62 tickets left. He goes, he does quick math and he goes, that's this much. Handed her all the money and bought the rest of the tickets. And he thought for sure that he was a shoo-in to win that gun. And he never did. A kid who bought only one ticket won that lead propulsion device. No, it was full. It was like Pheasants Forever or Whitetails Unlimited. This one was for wild turkeys. Seen swivel chair races, but never power chair races. That's right. Dino says I'm great at them, but Barracuda did visits from Men in Black divulge. My sassy loved potatoes. Oh, that's cool. Barracuda says I had a border collie named Tyson. I didn't name him. I got him secondhand. Spuds have THC. Gotta love the border collies. Very cool dogs. I'm partial to the red heelers, blue heelers, the subbreeds like Kelpies and stuff like that. I also like Brittany Spaniels and Spuds McKenzie. Yeah, those are cool dogs. I forget the breed of dog that Spuds is. Um, But those are cool dogs. What other dogs do I like? A lot. Um, and who doesn't love a lab? Yellow lab, chocolate lab, black lab, Chester set bull terrier. Yes. Chester says Harleys are a lot harder to balance at slow pace without putting down your foot. My favorite events was the weenie bite event. Yes, yes. As you ride under the girl in the back has to be bite off most of the hot dog. Yes, yes. Bernese Mountain Dogs. Yes. Must. Yes. Mex is absolutely right. Mutts are the best dogs because they got a good mixture of everything. The other one that I really like is when they give you like 3 motorcycle tires, and then you've got to ride by slow and you got to throw the motorcycle tire onto a post. Those are hard. That's hard to do. Grass drags, I remember some of the bike rodeo stuff I've seen. Um, Kelpie Huntaway Cross. A Huntway is a New Zealand bred sheepdog. Oh, cool. That sounds really cool, Barry. Um, what was some of the stuff they had at the bike rodeo? They had the tire toss, the weenie bite, slalom, the slow slalom where you had to weave it through the poles, slow race, grass drags, um, what else? I think that was it. But that's always a good hoot. Oh, and starting contest with Kickstart bikes, where they set the timer, and then you start the bike and shut it off. Start the bike, shut it off. Start the bike, shut it off as many times as you can in 2 minutes, and that actually gets really interesting. Had a black lab at the shop. She loved catching rats. Good old Scrappy Doo. We suggest you don't tell her and keep it a secret, Kevin. Dino. Uh, uh, One of my favorite lead propulsion device shops also did service work. They're closed now, but they had a yellow lab there. It was an old school store that was built in like the late 1800s or early 1900s, and it had a beautiful hardwood floor in it, and they had a barrel full of peanuts in the shell, and then you ate peanuts and you threw the shells out on the floor. And it was a female yellow lab. I forget her name, but she loved peanuts. So if you were sitting there shelling peanuts, and she'd come up and look at you, and Russ, the owner, would say, "Gotta give her one too," and then one for me, one for you, kind of thing. She was such a sweet dog. Eating peanuts in the shell right now. I should do a video on it. I have my great grandmother's cookie jar, and it is a Planters peanut jar, and it's octagon, and it's really big. It's octagon. It's clear glass, and then it has on each panel it has Planters in gold leaf, and then the next panel it's Mr. Peanut in gold leaf, and then they alternate all the way around. It says "Made in USA" in big letters, cast glass on the bottom, and the lid is clear glass also, and it has a big peanut as the grab handle. And my dad says when he was a little kid, my great grandmother used to keep cookies in that. That was her cookie jar. Right now we have it on the counter in the kitchen, and it's our candy jar. Ooh, Kev has many secrets. Horton hates me when I smile. Jeff's little puppet. Are you talking about Jeff Peanut? Oh yeah. That guy is so damn funny. And all this puppet's personalities and all that other stuff. He's so funny. And he's just a big kid at heart. Um he's got so much neat stuff. He likes cool hot rods and weird stuff, weird cars. And he's got I think it'd be cool to hang out with Jeff Dunham. It's Foxy. What's happening, Fox? Check out Fox Can Fix It. He's a handy bud. He's a handy guy. He just got the overdrive put into his Mordor Chevelle, and it it's working out pretty good. Hey Fox, did you get the lockup to work on that 200 or 4200R? Yeah, 4200R. Have you seen his new show, The Cars That Drove Us? Oh, Jeff Dunham, you mean? No, I haven't. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds really cool. I'll have to check that out, Max. uh, Now Barracuda is talking about his boyfriend's back. He's really big and he's awful strong. Don't tell anybody gave that to you. Well, I mean, Jeff Dunham, he actually has a very low mileage, very nice condition Yugo. And it's actually pretty nice for a Yugo. Fox is saying, yes, it locks up now, fourth gear pressure switch, ground, and a toggle switch. Now, of course, the stupid parts store fiber pan gasket leaks when the converter drains, of course, because you can't get quality parts anymore. Chrysler E7, E28, 48, 49 six packs make me even more happier than beer. Are those the six packs that went on the Australian? Are those the side draft carbs that went on the Australian six packs for the inline sixes? What about her boyfriend's back? What's special about his back? Apparently, she likes his boyfriend's back, and you're supposed to be scared about her boyfriend's back. He has a bump side Ford truck too. Oh yeah. He's got what else has he got? He's got a um Dan is our resident Ford person. What was the Econoline van that came with the it was silver and like 3 colors of big boogie van stripes. It was kind of like Ford's factory offered boogie van package, and then they also had a Mercury Bobcat or a Ford Pinto. Um, Nobody in Australia drinks Foster's beer. That is for a fact. I think real Australians would rather drink a glass of piss before they would drink Foster's beer. Freewheeling? Yes. The freewheeling. Well, Dunham has a freewheeling cruising editions. Well, he has a Pinto wagon or a Mercury Bobcat wagon that's in that silver with the stripes, and then they did a van. Freewheeling was more the Bronco. Okay. And they did a van like that because like they Paul Hogan sold us a load of goods on that Foster's BS. Yeah, what else does Dunham have? Yeah, he's got a Gremlin. He's got a street rod that's got Ahmed. Um, um, he's got the Ahmed mobile, and when you hit the throttle, it makes the Ahmed on top of the carburetor open his mouth. um, and he's got all sorts of neat stuff. He got Jeff Dunham got in on the Viper program at the end of the Viper program. They had the one of one um, program where basically they had um, the Viper and every option was on the table. You could design, you could have your Viper the way you wanted it. And so Jeff Dunham had said, okay, well, I want a Dodge Viper with these options, this and this and this. Okay. And I want it in purple. And they said, well, you have to choose what color purple you want. And they sent Jeff the entire color catalog of every shade of purple that Chrysler had. So he's like he had to actually go through like all of the shades of purple to find the one that he wanted. Like like he was talking about it. It was almost baffling how many shades of purple they had. But that's how crazy it is. No, it wasn't plum crazy. It wasn't just a color purple. Like most of the time you're like, do you want purple? There you go. There's purple. He had his choice of every shade of purple that Chrysler had available. So like he had like a plethora of shades of purple to choose from. Yeah, Plum Crazy has always been one of my favorites. It looks so good. Petty Blue looks good too. Been thinking about when I paint shop truck that I might do white primer underneath the Petty Blue. Actually, it's base base and street blue, but it's the Chrysler version of Petty Blue because Petty Blue is actually a trademark color. But I'm thinking about doing white primer underneath to make the Petty Blue really pop. I think that'll look cool. I wish I could um I wish I could look at like that blue with black primer, that blue with gray primer, and that blue with white primer, and kind of see if there's a difference. I would love to actually see the difference with my own two eyes and make a choice that way. Mexican Spec says purple cars are usually sold into a certain segment of the population, like purple escorts. I remember the purple escorts. Every color has a huge range of shades and base coat effects and top coat final color. Chester is right. Danny Boyd says white primer is hard to work. It overloads my old eyes. My Mustang is all gray again as of today. Dunham has a Bricklin also. Bricklins are pretty cool cars. My friend Rick has a Bricklin, or had a Bricklin. And his is like a weird. It's somewhere between orange and yellow, if that makes sense. It's a weird color. It's not orange and it's not yellow. It's somewhere in between the two. Toyota before pearlescent white had 41 shades of white in 1996 when I was color matching my dad's imported 84 Corona. Holy wow. Yes, E37, E49, etc. Valiant Chargers have triple Weber carbs. I have a 245 Hemi 6 with a 2-barrel Carter. Cool, Barry. I would love to see one of those in real life. Especially if I'm painting with yellow base colors. Okay. I painted my 63 Savoy with white primer, then clear. E26 wasn't the... hurts to look at. Okay. Well, my paint booth is the great outdoors. Like Milner's Florida crossing piss yellow and puke green. If you know, you know. Yeah, I wish I could see those colors side by side to see what I like better, or if it's one of those things where I can't tell the difference. But oh well, just a thought. I might just go with like a gray primer. Then again, I can have primer tinted too. Yes. When I worked in the auto parts industry, the company that I worked for, they had we called them the yellow brick roads. And what they were high-low lanes that went through the entire facility. And they were 12 feet wide, and then they ran the length of the facility, and of course had intersections and stuff, and they were safety yellow. And I remember the guys coming in to paint those, they wore sunglasses so they could see the light spots and the dark spots easier. Because finally, I'm seeing all these guys painting this stuff, and I don't have a problem with Foster's Berry. I like it, but I guess a lot of Australians do not. That's not their beer of choice. They do not drink it. I like Foster's. As a matter of fact, when we go down, I used to get Foster's when we go down to the tavern for dinner. Paint outside's a good way to get bugs. Yeah. Well, what I plan on doing is I'm going to be, because I work outside, is like doing prime work and all my blocking and everything. I'm going to do it outside. And then probably when it's time to actually shoot the truck, I'm actually probably going to go take it over to a friend of mine's shop so I can paint it inside. Never had Foster's nor Corona. I don't care for Corona. Corona is just too light of a beer for me. If I'm going to have Mexican beers, I want Modelo or Modelo Negro or Tecate or um Pacifico. Ooh, it's raining. It's raining hard. Oh yeah, bugs, dirt. Well, that's another reason is there's a dirt driveway right next to my driveway, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna have like doing my paint job and somebody's gonna rip down that and kick a bunch of dust up. So if it's in the primer, I mean I wouldn't be crazy about it, but that's easier to deal with than my final coat or my clear coat. So um you're back, Ruby. Hi, honey. Nice dog. I don't like any beer, says Kev. D-Man, what's happening? Yeah, indoors with a spray booth for sure. I actually have a few friends that actually have a paint booth, but I know I feel so guilty of trying to like, hey, can I spray my truck in your paint booth? You know, that's how they make their living, so I know better. Just worry about dust and beard hair. Yeah, I wish I could be like, hey bud, can I, one Saturday can I come use your paint booth? But you know, doing base coat and clear coat, that'll take a few days. There was someone who painted a car outside with slow dry enamel and parked it near a porch all night, and someone left the porch light on. The car was encrusted with moss. Oh, that sucks. Guy who's probably painting my Mustang wants an inflatable tent. Years ago, we built an impromptu paint booth. My friend's property had a big cement slab where a barn used to be, and we had went out and bought a whole bunch of 2x4s and plastic sheeting, and we made a paint booth, an impromptu paint booth on that slab, and pulled the car in, and we painted it plumb crazy. And that cement slab has still got purple paint on it today, 20 something years later. Um, it was not the finest paint job ever, but it was purple, and that worked out pretty good. So other than I could probably do something like that here in the driveway, but man, that's I don't know if I want my driveway to be blue for forever. Because I thought about getting one of those. Hi Wendy, good to see you. I thought about getting one of those car size big long easy ups, like you can park a car underneath, and making a paint booth out of that. But once again, how do you keep the floor from getting all painted up? Because I got an asphalt driveway. Tarp the hell out of the driveway. Yeah, so I get to slip and slide on the tarps while I'm trying to work. I've seen a few, Doug. My garage was blue and I can't figure it out. Should paint base clear within the same day so clear doesn't peel. Okay. Put down a big tarp. I could. I could. I might. Because that way it'd be nice to run filters on one side and some fans pulling on the other, so I can kind of unless you put a wash coat of clear and then sand it. Canvas tarp knot. Okay. Wet the ground. Yeah. Well, when I see, we painted Lady Dougster's Beetle. We just sanded it down, did a little bit of body work, and then just shot it in primer because the primer you could almost see through it, and it turned out pretty good. And there's still a little bit of primer on the ground from when we painted that, but it wasn't too bad. So I might do that again. But yeah, I want to do everything myself. Rubber mats would work for the driveway. It would work for the driveway. Get cheap rubber mats. I like the way you think, Wendy. Painted my Astro van in my Harbor Freight 10. Worked great. These are all good points. Got to wet the walls. Chester, thanks for stopping in. Take care. Nice talking with you. See you next week. All possible things. I will be doing a little bit of paint work, just au naturel. Like I want to get the firewall of the cab done, so I can finish, so I can get started on the What am I wanting to paint? My truck, shop truck. I want to paint it petty blue. Still got rust repair stuff to do and all that stuff, but I do want to paint the firewall, the inside of the hood, inside of the fenders, the radiator support, backside of the cab on the outside, because the box isn't mounted yet, so I can just slide the box back. In the driveway? Yeah, in the driveway. Most of the work will be done in the driveway, like when I actually do the base coat, clear coat for the final paint. I'll probably take it to a friend of mine's garage or something, so I can at least paint indoors. But yeah, a lot of my work's going to be done in my driveway. Yep, in the driveway. That's where I'm going to be doing the body work too. It's in the driveway. Thunder bothering you, Ruby? Yep, she's laid down at my feet. Okay. I always ground the car I'm painting. It helps with static and dust issues. I'm all for that idea, Kev. Good idea. All my work happens in the driveway. Yeah. I got too much crap in the shop and I don't yeah, I just use a floor jack to ground it. Awesome. That's a good idea. I like the way you think, Kev. I don't want to paint inside my shop anyway because I don't want everything to get a layer of paint on it. My friend paints in his small shop. He paints, and everything on every shelf is the color of whatever he just sprayed. If he sprayed a car brown, everything around the shop is brown, and so on and so forth. That's a really good idea, Kev. You okay, Ruby? You okay, honey? Yeah. When I worked at Auto Parts, we would actually, when we were painting metal parts, we would actually like somehow electrically charge the paint, and so it would stick, so there was less overspray and stuff like that. That was actually pretty neat to watch. I never actually got to work as a paint tech. I just ran the parts electrostatically. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, electrostatic. I never actually worked as a paint tech. I just took the parts on and off. I racked them and unracked them. We used to paint and build Pontiac Sunfire dashboards. We used to paint and build Grand Prix consoles. Also helps if you're spraying metallic paint to make the metallic make the metallic layout nice. Chester's back. Hey, Chester. Hey, Junkyard D is here. What's happening? Jay's Junkers was here earlier. He filled me in on who he was. I think it's pretty cool that he also threatens to be slow race champion. So we're going to hold him to that. I do love metallic paint. This particular paint job is just going to be straight color, no metallic. I did think about metallic, but it's going to be this being one of the first real big time paint jobs I've ever done by myself. I don't need the extra layer of difficulty with the metallic. I'm just going to spray base coat and clear coat. But I want to do the best job I can do. I want somebody to look at it when it's all done and be like, did a good job. Oh, he may think so. Ain't gonna happen. Junkyard D for the win. Nice. I like it. I don't understand why YouTube gives you so much crap, Kev. Barracuda says, I've been painting cars for money in my garage for 25 years. Just wet the walls and the floor, no fan, minimal problems. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to move everything of my shop out just to get a vehicle in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 motorcycles and like five big block Chryslers and Continental Red Seal engine and parts and tools and machines. And he does have a good little channel started, and he's excited to get back to No Name. Good. You all right? All right. Okay, the thunder is happening and it's starting to freak my dog out. So I think I'm gonna shut it down for her. So sorry to pull the rug out from under you, but poor girl. So thanks for coming out and hanging with me. And let's be like the Beach Boys. Let's get together and do it again. So be here next week, same Dougster time, same Dougster channel. Bye, everybody.